90 minutes until the polls close on this historic election day. Good evening. Thanks for being with us. I'm Rob Powers. Here we go. Ohio's on pace to break voter turnout records. We've seen long lines at polling places all throughout the day, including the Parma Heights Baptist Church. News 5's John Kosick live right now, and we can see from Air Tracker 5 just how busy it is right now in my hometown. And John, the polls do not stop. The fun doesn't stop here when the polls run out tonight.
No question about it, Rob. This is unlike anything I've ever seen. This is my 9th presidential election that I've covered. I've never seen lines like this. I'd walk it for you, but it would literally take too long. It stretches a couple hundred yards, 300 people deep. If you are in this line or any line at 7:30, you will be able to vote. And that's one of the things we wanted to stress in this behind-the-scenes look at what happens when the polls close at 7:30. When the polls close at precisely 7:30 tonight, your local elections manager at your polling place will announce to the crowd the polls are closed. If you happen to be standing in line at the time, you're good. You will be allowed to vote. As a bipartisan team of poll workers goes about closing up shop, boxing, and sealing up the election materials and equipment, the folks at the 88 county boards of elections can now hit tabulate and tally up all the vote-by-mail and early in-person votes that have come in over the past 4 weeks, which tends to represent about a third or more of the total election votes cast, with those numbers released to you around 8 p.m. Rolling over those results back at the Board of Elections, the heavy lifting begins. Bipartisan teams of poll workers driving together to the warehouse with all the key election materials, including the ballots and memory sticks, poll books, and all the supplies used at the polling place. Everything is tagged, color-coded, and most importantly, barcoded.
We put barcodes on everything. If there's space for a barcode, we tag it. Like on these gray bags, you'll see there's a barcode, and that barcode is telling us different things. So maybe the polling location, the precinct in which ballot should be in there from. So that's what these guys would do here. They have their scanners, they're going over, putting everything into a database so we can check to see what's out, what's back, and then at the end of the night or throughout the process as we're trying to reconcile, we can see what's going on.
Those materials are kept in secured areas, double locked with the key cards of both a Democrat and a Republican needed to open it. One card alone won't do it.
So you have to have 2 people coming in.
And also remember, in Ohio, there is a paper trail with those paper ballots matched against the electronic totals over the next 3 weeks.
When we count the hard copy paper and we compare it to that electronic tabulation and we put them side by side, we've routinely had an accuracy rate above 99%. In fact, 99.98% was the accuracy rate for 2020.
And that's important to know because of the fact that you're going to see the numbers come in through the evening and updated through tomorrow morning, but then you're going to see those updates stop. And that's basically to allow the boards of elections to tally up the vote-by-mail ballots that come in over the next 4 days, postmarked by yesterday, and also the tens of thousands of provisional ballots. And back in 2020, we had 154,000 of them here in the state. But again, long lines at the polling places. If you're in line at 7:30, you will be able to vote, but that could delay later tonight some of those early results coming in. Reporting live in Parma Heights, John Kosick, News 5.
John Kosick bats lead off tonight. John, thank you for everything. So, did you have any issues voting today? We've received several reports of problems like broken scanners at a number of polling places. News 5 investigator Jonathan Walsh traveled all across Cuyahoga County looking into what went wrong. He's live right now at Brooklyn High School with what he has learned tonight. Jonathan.
Yeah, and this is one of those locations where a scanner went down earlier today, and that left the workers, the voters, with just one scanner for hours. Now, Mike West from the Cuyahoga County Board of Elections says the county hasn't seen this kind of a turnout on Election Day in a very long time. In addition to the scanner problems, people reported power outages in Avon and in Parma affecting some of their locations. Some people were also frustrated with the number of voting booths at some polling places. In Bay Village, there was a report of scanners down, and Mike from the BOE, he tells us that some people jam ballots by not removing the stubs, and they try to scan more than one page at a time, and they're yanking on the ballots while they're going in.
So we have done 3 years of voter education. We took our scanners out, we explained our scanners. A lot of people have voted with our scanners with like a 1-page ballot, maybe 2. We told everybody, get prepared.
Well, right now I feel kind of exhausted from all of that, but I'm glad I got that out of the way, so.
A little frustrated?
Yes.
We asked Mike about how the machines are checked ahead of time, and he tells us each machine is extensively tested and in perfect working order when they leave the Board of Elections. And last night, all the machines are then tested again. Thankfully, things going a little more smoothly here. They set up more voting booths. People are going through the lines. They've got 3 scanners up and running as the clock is counting down to 7:30. Reporting live here in Brooklyn, I'm News 5 investigator Jonathan Walsh.
And that countdown continues, Jonathan. Thank you so much. So if you experienced a problem at your polling location today, you can give our news desk a call, 216-431-3700. You can also email us at tips@wews.com. Leading up to today, we told you about a number of local issues on the ballot. In North Canton, voters there will decide the fate of issue 9. If that bond issue passes, it would fund a new fire and EMS facility on North Main Street. News 5's Bob Jones live in North Canton right now speaking with residents, both for and against. Bob.
Well, Rob, with about an hour and a half to go until those polls close, you can still see that there is a line just outside the door here at the North Canton Civic Center. In fact, today alone, we're told almost 100,000 Stark County residents have voted on Election Day. And when all is said and done, the voter turnout here is expected to be very high. One hotly contested issue for North Canton residents to decide, are they willing to pay more in property taxes to build a new fire department station? On a warm November day outside of the North Canton Civic Center, the line of voters stretched way out the door as residents soaked up the sunshine.
Weather like this, people wouldn't come out, just sometimes stand in line and talk, and sometimes just stand there and enjoy the weather.
And they were not discouraged by the longer than usual wait times to vote, about 45 minutes for many of them.
It's your responsibility. You have, as an American, that's what you need to do. You have a voice and it needs to be heard.
One issue facing North Canton voters, Issue 9, a $1.9 mil property bond that, if passed, would build a new $16 million fire EMS facility, but increase taxes for homeowners. This is the 6th time in about 20 years that city leaders have pushed for a new fire station, arguing the current stations are outdated and a modern building with more space is needed. Voters like Bobby Meckling and Patrick Larch voted yes.
It's progress. It's, it's no longer the 80s or 90s, so yeah, we have to move along.
I feel like the fire department deserves it. They do so much for us in the community and around, and it's been a long time since they've gotten improvements.
But Pam Moore sees things differently.
More taxes. Anything for more taxes, I'm not.
She voted against Issue 9.
I understand they most definitely need more room because North Canton has grown, but I also think that they needed to find another way. Everybody's living in a budget.
The lines in the city of about 18,000 people, another indicator of the high interest in this election. In 2020, votes were cast by more than 75% of Stark County's 253,000 registered voters. The deputy director of the Stark County Board of Elections wouldn't be surprised to see similar numbers when the final votes are counted this time around.
It looks like it's going to be high. I would think it'd be very close to 2020 or higher. We have lovely weather, so that brings more people out.
As far as any problems at the polls today, the deputy director says there have been a few equipment issues with printers that needed to be cleaned or fixed, but nothing that has prevented anyone from voting. Back to Issue 9 for a second. If it does pass, the construction on that new fire station would start sometime next year. If it fails, the city would have to decide if it's going to go back to the drawing board again. Live in North Canton, Bob Jones, News 5.
All right, Bob, thank you. We are keeping a close watch. Let's put politics aside.